Omar Khan spoke at the scouting combine today. Big Deep News. If there was anything I learned from Omar Khan's media session, it's that the Steelers are exploring all options this offseason when it comes to quarterback, running back, receiver, the whole team basically. Last year wasn't good enough, and we need to get things right. No shit. That's what everyone's been saying over the last couple months. So it's not like this is really groundbreaking news. But since Omar was a representative for the Steelers at the combine today and spoke to the media, quarterback, a hot topic of discussion, clearly, right? So here's what he had to say regarding the upcoming quarterback position this offseason.
Quarterback situation, I'll tell you guys as much as I can. The reality is last year we went into this understanding that we had 3 quarterbacks in the last year of their deal. Here we are until we get one of those guys or 2 of those guys or some combination of them signed up. All options are on the table. Had conversations with both Russ's people and Justin's representatives, and with that, we'll see where it goes, and open up to any questions. I think ideally, like to sign one of the guys that we had last year, but the reality is they're both free agents. So until we get one of those guys under contract, all options are on the table.
He also brought up how the quarterback the Steelers ultimately pick is going to dictate how we look at the receiver room and what receivers that we try to sign or try to draft.
It's an ideal scenario. You'd like to have this done before the start of the league year. Obviously, that who you sign impacts, the type of receiver, you may go after or how you build the rest of the team. So all that has an effect.
And he even got a question in regards to the Steelers' interest in Matt Stafford.
I'm not going to comment on specific players or things that are out there. The one thing I've learned is that there's a lot of fake news out there. That's just part of the thing, just part of what we do. But there's a lot of fake news out there. But I'll say that all options are on the table until we address our quarterback position.
Who knows what to believe right now? What else is Omar supposed to say with all this? That, yes, Matthew Stafford is literally the only guy we want at quarterback next year. If we don't get him, we're going to be devastated. The franchise is going to be in disarray. No, you lose all leverage in the situation. So the whole exploring every option, keeping things very vague, that's what Omar is supposed to do in this situation. But it's just like you got to take all this stuff with a grain of salt, because Jerry Dulac, he even followed up with Omar Khan's answer there to Stafford and had his own little report where he said Steelers haven't really reached out about a Stafford trade, and I wouldn't even get your hopes up to begin with, because Steelers don't really want to take on that Stafford contract any more than what he's getting paid right now, so it's unlikely. Then it's like, bro, is that what they want you to think? Right? Think about how the Steelers have dealt with the quarterback situation in these past few seasons. Kenny Pickett last year. We have full faith in Kenny Pickett. A month later, he's with the Eagles. Going back to Kenny's draft, all the reports, all the speculation, all the rumors were pointing to the Steelers drafting Malik Willis. Kenny Pickett wasn't even on their radar in the first round, right? All quarterbacks become available whenever we're picking at like 20-something, and we end up going with Kenny Pickett. So it's just like, who knows what to believe with all this until we get an actual decision, which we should get here soon. Like we're 2 weeks away from the new league year starting, and I don't know what the exact date is, what they consider the exact date for that is. Is it March 10th? Is it March 12th? I'm seeing multiple dates, but either way, that's like 2 weeks away. 2 weeks or a little bit more than 2 weeks away, depending on how you look at it. We're going to have to find out one way or another here soon, because Omar is saying we want a quarterback on the roster. Whether it's Fields, whether it's Russ. Obviously, he was a little bit more coy about the Stafford scenario based off his body language, based off his answer, based off him saying there's a lot of fake news out there. That would point to Jerry Dulac's report probably being right. But again, are we trying to just put up smoke screens? Like, are we actually really trying to get Stafford but don't want the league, don't want teams around the league to know that we are? So right now, it's just I don't think we have any real clue what's going on. Although, based off of everything we've heard going back to when the offseason first started for us. Whether you're hearing it from Russ's camp, whether you're hearing it from Steelers reporters, Art Rooney, Mike Tomlin in his post-playoff press conference, Omar Khan today. Like if you add everything up, it looks like the Steelers legitimately want either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields back for next year as their starting quarterback. They want one of those guys in-house. Like that's their first step in finding their quarterback this offseason. Now, who has the pole position, who has the priority between Russ and Fields, I think that's up for debate. I don't think it should be up for debate. I think if we're going to go that route, it should be Justin Fields. No doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt about it. And we've talked about this for many shows over the last several weeks, the last month, why it should be Fields. So I don't need to really get into that. But what's crazy to me is like the whole, we're having conversations with Russ and, you know, we're taking this as a serious option, but in a way almost sneezing at the Matt Stafford question or the thought that there's no chance, like it's a very unlikely chance that they'd actually consider Aaron Rodgers. To me, I'm like, why, bro? Why? Like, what is it? Are we actually exploring every option, or are we just saying that? Because if we're actually exploring every option, then Stafford or Rodgers should seriously be in this discussion, especially if you're thinking about bringing back Russ. Like, come on. That's just ridiculous to me. Like, why are you cool with bringing back Russ? Is it just because it's the safe option? It's familiarity? Why are you just cool with bringing back Russ? But, all right, we're so-called exploring every option, but not really. Like, Stafford, you know, giving up a draft pick and that contract is too much for us. Why? What are we trying to win here? Why is Stafford out of question? Or at least more out of question than Russ? Like, that's insane to me. That's absolutely insane. Just because of the contract? Just because of the draft pick? What about getting elite quarterback play in here? That should be the goal if we're talking about winning. And Stafford's a top 6 quarterback. Aaron Rodgers, the better quarterback all time compared to Russell Wilson. It's not even close. And he's going to be out there in free agency, can still make every throw on the field, as opposed to Russ, who we saw kind of down the stretch get more limited. Offense reverted back to Canada type of stuff. Like, you mean to tell me if you brought in Rodgers, we couldn't have Devontae Adams with him? Wouldn't that be an intriguing offense? As opposed to just bringing back Russ? I'll bring this up. What do our enemies, what do our rivals want us to do this offseason? Do I even have to answer it? I think we all know, right? They want us to bring back Russ and kind of just do the same thing. What they don't want us to do is sign a Justin Fields and tailor an offense tournament and lean into Justin Fields being the guy and try to give him every opportunity to succeed and run a 2025 style offense, run an offense kind of like what the Eagles do with Jalen Hurts with Justin Fields. That's something that I think would shake up the rivals a little bit. That'd be like, oh man, that's interesting. Or signing an Aaron Rodgers and a Devontae Adams, or trading for a Matt Stafford. Those are things that our rivals would say, oh damn, all right, that's intriguing. That'll raise an eyebrow. The thing that our rivals, the Bengals, the Ravens, all them would laugh at is if we just bring back Russ and then we sign like just a mid-veteran receiver in free agency. That's what they'd be laughing at. But what's the most likely thing that the Steelers are going to do? Yeah. I'll let you guys. I think we're all in the same. But if you had to bet money, what do you think it's going to be? It's probably we just bring back Russ. Unfortunately, that's like the Steeler way. That's the Steeler conservative approach. That if I had to bet money, that's probably what we're going to do, as opposed to actually making a splash, trading for Stafford, bringing back Fields, trying to see if he could be the guy, running a RPO, a modern style offense with Justin Fields. trying to tap into his full potential, or even signing Aaron Rodgers. I think those are less likely than just the Steelers' way, the Steelers' status quo way of, we're just going to re-sign Russ. That's the safe route, even though I don't think it's the safe route at all, because I think you're wasting time. Wasting time is way more risky than not wasting time. No? Russ, I think we all can admit we're not going anywhere with Russ. So what are we doing? Fields, you get answers. Rodgers, you get answers. Stafford, you bring in an elite quarterback. You're taking a chance. You're taking a swing. Like, that's what you want. You want to try to find answers. You want to try to get this thing going in the right direction. Russ, just stagnant again. 9-8, 10-7, maybe. I don't even know. Is Russ going to be getting any better? Is he going to be getting any better going forward? It'll be disappointing, man. That's all I'm saying. If we bring back Russ, Fields ends up going to the Jets, Rodgers signs somewhere, Stafford gets traded, or I don't know. It comes out that what Stafford could have been traded for was maybe a second-round pick, and the contract, it would have only been like a $45 million contract. I'll be disappointed, man. I will be. The whole exploring every option, the whole last year wasn't good enough. We gotta get things right. It's like, if that's real, then just re-signing Russ doesn't really align with those statements, I think. But let me know your thoughts. I'm going to talk more about Omar Khan's comments over on Bleacher Report tonight, 6 p.m. If you guys want to stop through, link should be down in the description. Although they changed up the app a little bit, so I don't know if that link's going to work. Maybe I'll have to put a new link in the comments or something. But if you guys want to stop through, I'm going to talk more Omar Khan comments from this scouting combine media session, because he talked about George Pickens. He also talked about what we're going to do at running back: Najee Harris, Jalen Warren, Broderick Jones, TJ Watt, Dante Jackson. There's a lot that he went over. So I'm going to sift through that on the Bleacher Report live tonight. So if you guys want to stop through, 6 p.m. over on the app. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of dedicate this show right now just to quarterback and what he had to say about that position for this upcoming offseason. But that's it. Stay chilling. Hope you guys enjoyed this edition of Big Deke News. Peace.